Okay, so what if you could have your own personal AI assistant humming away on your desk, working for you 24/7? That's the whole idea behind turning a Mac Mini into an always-on AI agent. It sounds amazing, right? But once the cool factor wears off, you've got to ask a really important question. Have you just created a powerful financial asset, or is it just a very expensive and kind of warm paperweight?
And yeah, that's the tightrope we're walking here. Is this little box going to be a tireless assistant, automating stuff and genuinely saving you time? Or is it going to become what some people call a token shredder, just silently burning through real money with every single thought it has, even when you're not paying attention? Let's, actually break down the numbers and see what makes sense.
So when it comes to paying for this AI, you really have two completely different ways to go. Think of it like this. You can either hire this brilliant but super expensive consultant who charges you by the minute, or you can bring on a reliable full-time assistant who's just always there for you. So on one side, you've got Path A, the Cloud Butler. This gives you access to the absolute smartest, top-tier AI models on the planet, like GPT-4. But, and this is a big but, you pay for every single task, every single thought. Then you've got Path B, the local helper. This one runs right there on your Mac. You've got a one-time investment in the hardware, and in return, you get total privacy and you can use it as much as you want. Okay, so those are the two philosophies. But what does this actually mean for your wallet? Let's get real for a second and just look at the bottom line. Right. If you go for that Cloud Butler, and your agent is pretty chatty, it's constantly working for you in the background, you could easily be looking at a monthly bill of 200 to 500 yuan. And that cost comes from something called tokens. Think of them like the currency of AI. Every single request, every thought, every time it looks something up in its memory, it costs tokens. So if your agent is, say, researching stuff all day, those costs add up fast. And the monthly API cost for the local helper? A big, beautiful zero. That's right, nada. Once you've bought the hardware, you can run that thing as hard as you want. You can have it process 1,000,000 documents, and you will never, ever get another bill for it. I mean, the difference is pretty staggering when you see it like that. So why is the cloud so expensive? This quote just nails it. Imagine your AI butler needs to grab a taxi just to check your calendar. Then it has to take another one to search the web, and a third one just to remember what you guys talked about yesterday. Well, each of those little background trips costs you money in token fees. And all those taxi fares can turn a simple request into a surprisingly expensive journey. Now, the local path, it's a much, much simpler story. You've got your one-time hardware cost for the Mac Mini, then you've got, a few cents a day for electricity, and the software to run it all, it's completely free. It really is like buying a car instead of taking a taxi everywhere. Sure, it's a bigger investment up front, but it gets a whole lot cheaper in the long run. Okay, so we've got the costs figured out. But look, none of that matters if the agent isn't providing any real value, right? So how do you make sure your AI is actually earning its keep? Let's talk about the kind of tasks that give you the biggest bang for your buck. Now, this is probably the most important thing to get your head around. The real power of an AI agent, it isn't in what you ask it directly. It's in what it does for you completely on its own when you're not even there. The fancy term for this is asynchronous processing. So imagine telling your agent, hey, find me the best flight deals to Hawaii and just keep an eye on them for a week. Then, while you're at work or sleeping or just living your life, it's in the background, searching, comparing, analyzing, and then it just pings you a notification when it finds the perfect deal. That right there is the magic. So let's get practical. If you want to reclaim your focus, have your agent filter your notifications so you only see what's actually urgent. That has extremely high value. If you want to search through all your own private notes and files, use a local model. It's totally secure, it's free, and it's incredibly useful. But for the love of all that is holy, do not waste your Mac Mini's power asking it about the weather. Come on, your phone already does that for free. So what's the bottom line here? We've talked cost, we've talked value. Let's try to put it all together into a simple framework to help you decide which path is the right one for you. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're a power user and you need the absolute smartest AI on the market and you're not afraid of a monthly bill, the Cloud Butler is your guy. But if you're more concerned about privacy, if you've got tons of your own data to process and you want to keep your cost totally fixed, then the local helper is the way to go. Just remember the golden rule here. A Mac Mini that's just sitting there doing nothing is a waste of money, no matter which path you choose. And that brings us right back to the start, doesn't it? After looking at the costs and the kinds of tasks that are actually valuable, what's it going to be for you? A powerful financial asset that saves you time and attention? Or just a very expensive, high-tech hand warmer? The choice, as they say, is yours.